Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check brought to you by BB. A reminder, of course, as always, that there is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about markets. Welcome, guys. Hope everybody has had a great start to your week. It is Wednesday. We are at our midpoint, at least for the New York Stock Exchange staying open, but happy to be here with you all as always. I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Max and Unbothered Jackus, not Chef Jackus today, but Unbothered Jackus. When we are going to try to cook you guys up a delicious meal. I mean, obviously, I was looking at majors before we went live, things like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and they're very much trading within a very tight range. So I think a lot of the opportunity as far as a volatility standpoint goes is probably going to be in the altcoin market. So as the title is appropriately named, we will be talking a lot about altcoins today. I'm sure we'll be touching on equities as well. But before we can do that, guys, before we can start cooking, sharing our big juicy alpha, I'm going to ask if you guys can smash the like button for us. On Monday when I was on the stream, it was a little I was a little underwhelmed by the response, but that stream, we had 400 or 500 of you live that watched Market Check. So I know you have it in you to hit some of these higher like button targets. Please don't make me have to beg again. Just smash the like button right now. Don't think about it again. And we will cook for you regardless. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the charts. Obviously, like I said, majors are very much trading within a confined range. Like ETH, for example, it's a 100-point range since effectively the weekly open. Bitcoin, kind of the same thing, a little bit more volatility off the weekly open, like a 2,000-point range on Bitcoin. So there really hasn't been too much to discern from those markets just yet. But obviously, we're kind of approaching this week from the standpoint that it could be a little bit choppy. But the back half of October, if structure is going to remain, in these trending higher low structures, that we have the potential to see some fireworks into the end of the month. And of course, to start Q4, where we do have all of these bullish catalysts that we talked about, right? Like liquidity ticking up on a higher time frame. We have presidential elections that have typically made Q4 bullish, historically speaking. So yeah, we will see what majors want to do. But I maintain that the majority of the opportunity currently in crypto is present in the altcoin market. What's new? I feel like you could probably say something along those lines really for the last year or so, probably even longer than that, quite frankly. But there really is diminishing returns on alpha as far as trading at majors. But it's, of course, important to know how they're going to trade because we are, of course, trading and holding their beta. Meme coins still dominating the flow of things, especially on Solana. My personal opinion is that the Sol meme coin super cycle will likely continue as long as Sol is trading in a very tidy high time frame range, right? Between 130 and 200. But I will say you're also seeing a little bit of uptick in Ethereum memes on Ethereum here over the last week or so. Is that a sign that base season's coming? Is that a sign that maybe Sol ETH could hit a reversal? I'd love to talk about Sol ETH on stream today, but I do think that is potentially a rotation to watch out for. I almost wonder if Sol begins to trend again, does that mean that it sucks a lot of the liquidity out of these meme coins that are currently trending on Solana? Because the fact that it's been ranging for as long as it has is typically a positive catalyst for memes and altcoins within the Solana ecosystem. But I am seeing more memes on ETH that interest me than in the past. So I wouldn't say that I think you can dabble a little bit in both. We'll say that. But as far as picking a winner, picking a side, I'm sure we'll talk about that on the stream as well. Like I said, I'd love to talk about Sol ETH, but opportunity abound, guys, especially in a lot of these altcoins, a lot of these meme coins. And I think we're seeing some really juicy setups start to form over in equities as well, not just with Chinese stocks, which I want to touch on that as well. I think this is the part where probably people will be declaring victory on a failed China stimulus pump while it's likely to continue higher, but we'll talk about that. but also some big tech stocks that I think look pretty good as well. But I'd love to open the floor, get y'all's opinion on the market as well. As I said, altcoins seem to kind of be the theme, meme coins specifically, but we do have, I think, more and more charts that are beginning to look playable if that's your speed. So, Jackus and Max, how are you guys doing, and what are you seeing in the markets?
Hello, Tommy. I'm seeing lethargy from lots of majors, and everyone just rotated to the casino and is bidding toilet coins and so forth. So that's kind of the state of the market. I think we have I think the playbook is going to be like this. We have like a week or two of more lethargy from I would say more like a week, right? We have a week of lethargy and final lower time frame drop here for Bitcoin and Ether. And in that period, I think we are going to see the the most I don't even know how to say it, but like the most insane like how to say it in a nice way, but like let's say just the craziest of craziest narrative memes to fly in that period. And after that period is over, I think the rotation will come and most of crypto will fly at that point. The big pop that everyone's waiting for, unless it's over, of course. And at that point, it was nice knowing you.
What's that copy pasta I love to quote? Life has dreams, each is wonderful.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, this is realistic. Like when you look at a higher time frame, at least on Bitcoin, I don't want to broad brush all majors, but when you look at Bitcoin, right, it's at least since that low that we set on August 4th or August 5th, we've been in this very methodical, slow grind higher that's chopped everybody up in the process of also obviously moving higher. And you've had memes and altcoins already take the onus. And I mean, so, like the good ones have already been up 2, 3, some even more than that, 100%. Obviously, something like SPX 6900 is kind of leading the or carrying the torch for the sector right now from an ROI standpoint. But there's no secret what people are looking to bid. And if majors are going to continue to trend higher and continue to get bid, it's pretty obvious to me where that bid is going to come next. Just a question of what assets within that sector are going to perform the best.
Yeah. I suppose this would be more of a discussion for Will or Wabi. This is their season and like the environment they thrive on, right? So would be nice to have them both discuss actually. But there is a super chat from Mr. Wise Guy that I want to take. I want to discuss if you are up to it, Tommy.
Let's do it.
And by the way, thank you. And he asks, love to hear your takes on trading versus investing in crypto. As a 20-year-old, 80% Bitcoin, 20% Pepe. BTC is sized for the long term, and love to hear targets for the cycle on BTC. Thanks, lads. So yeah, thanks for the super chat. Also, I appreciate the rational question, which is rare these days. And would love to discuss it. You want to go first, Tommy, or am I free to go?
No, I can go first. I mean, we were kind of talking about this on Monday. Really, my fundamental view, or really my view on the fundamentals of crypto, are that the primary utility of crypto is not, whatever we sell these VC coins as quote unquote utility coins, and they have no utility, right? I mean, most of the utility of these coins is to speculate. So why do they exist? They exist because they are non-sovereign ways where you can put your money, right? It's money outside of the system. And I think there are two ways that you can do that. You can just explicitly allocate to a storage of value that you're treating like digital gold for wealth preservation, like Bitcoin, or you can park your money into a temporary storage of value, right? Meme coins that can definitely go to zero, but they provide you vehicles for speculation in the meantime. So I mean, generally, I think most coins are going to increasingly fall into these two categories. We could say whatever we like. Most people will say we failed as a space if X or Y fundamental isn't achieved. I completely disagree. Crypto exists to be money outside the system at its most basic level. And I think, saying that because we can't put dentistry or some other crap on the blockchain doesn't mean the space doesn't have fundamentals. I think it just shows that people maybe fundamentally misunderstand why people are allocating to crypto and where future liquidity is going to come from. But as far as like cyclical targets, so I will say, like, on the surface, a Bitcoin and Pepe, or like Bitcoin and meme coin barbell, is kind of exactly what I see with crypto, right? Like storage of value, Bitcoin, vehicle for speculation, Pepe, and you could even add like stable coins in with Bitcoin as far as storage of values go. But cyclical targets are always interesting because people always ask me, I have very high cyclical targets, but I think that is somewhat contingent on the fact that you will see a longer cycle. If we top in 2025, I'll probably have to reframe my expectations a little bit as far as cyclical targets. You look at things such as meme coins, and it's been very difficult. Like, there have been barriers, and I think you're seeing that kind of very clearly coming off of these lows, not just in memes, but also in these VC scams. A lot of these meme coins, so the large cap ones, they're not ripping parabolically. They're more grinding higher, almost in an index type fashion. Like, you look at Pepe over the last year. Look at PopCat is a great example, right? Like, you get these huge, it's like a high beta crypto meme index, more or less, for these large cap meme coins. I think that's how they're going to continue to trade until you just reach peak froth. And as far as a Bitcoin cyclical target, I don't know. Like, if we top next year, I would say it's probably not going to be quite as high as people think. It's hard to put a number on, but I would say somewhere in the six figures. But again, it's very hard to put a number on a Bitcoin cyclical high if we're topping at some point in like the first half of 2025, because I would say then my targets wouldn't be nearly as high as if the cycle were to continue on into like 2026 or 2027, because you need more time just for liquidity to get digested into this market. So that's like a long, lot of yap way of answering that question. But I do think generally, kind of like the way people are allocating to crypto is very in line with the super chat, where you have a little bit of a safer play that's kind of the bedrock of your portfolio, and then of course you have it's like meme coins are being treated as L1s were in the last cycle, where people just denominate in a large cap meme coin. When they want to move down the risk curve, they're moving into more speculative meme coins. When they take profit, they're usually taking profit into some of these larger cap meme coins. So, I mean, that's just kind of the current state of the market, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a good take. I do agree with something you said, right? Like, putting a number on where BTC tops is basically just asking a lady that shows you cards how your life is going to be. It's random. It's basically, it's irrelevant. You want to stay bullish as long as the market is, as long as the price action is, as long as you are not seeing, the world heading into, especially the US, heading into some recession or so forth. So until you see those type of or like generally the market just getting too overheated, right? It doesn't have to be something fundamental. Even it can just be that BTC went to a full on parabola and just got too overheated in the cycle, and that might be it, right? I think we got a little bit overheated in March, but because we did not follow through on that and we paused for this past 7 to 8 months, we now have a room for growth once again to new highs. So you essentially do not know, right? Again, if we were to go in a straight candle from 60K to like 120 to 150, might be the top of the cycle, and we might spend the next year reaccumulating, or maybe we go from 60 to, I don't know, 90, 100. We pause for like 2 months again, and then we can continue up again. So there are lots of ways how this can play out, and trying to put a number on like where Bitcoin is going to top is fun. It brings the engagement, especially on social media, right? Like that's what brings the engagement. Like if you're gonna say Bitcoin is heading to 200K, it's going to make the headlines. Everyone is going to talk about it and then hold you accountable for it. And that's how people do it there. But and it's entertaining, of course, but if you like want to actually play it the best way, then it's just stay bullish as long the market is. And it's really that simple. It's not that entertaining, but it's really that simple. And right now I still say that the market is bullish. Obviously I'm locally here bearish for like the sweep of 60K, but I think that if it comes, then I think we're gonna revert pretty quick, and we're going to head way higher. So I do advise that, right? Stay bullish as long as the market is. And onto the to discuss the trading versus investing part. I love that. And it's a story as old as humanity is, basically, or ever since trading or investing got or financial markets basically started. It's like, what is trading, what is investing, right? And lots of people will have different specifications for it. Mine is right, like, or like, for example, I like what I think it was Buffett who's saying this, right? So investing is basically anything that gives you a some sort of return. So it can be stocks which have they create earnings, they create profit, and then they pay dividends. So that can be that. It can be government bonds which have yield on it, right? That's investment. In his mm, specification, gold is not an investment because gold doesn't earn any yield, right? But lots of people will say that's bullshit because gold is a great investment. So it really comes who you're gonna ask to. The way some people will tell you like, trading, that's when you trade on a intraday or intra-month basis, and when you invest, that's for like 2 years. So for some people it's a matter of time frame. uh to me, investing is basically buying something that has a value and creates it, kind of the way I see it, right? Something that you won't inherently hold no matter the price, basically. Trading is kind of like a speculation, because I've seen lots of people who say that they invest, but then they trade it just like trading, just on a far bigger time frame. And that to me is not investing. It's just having a higher time frame and trading, right? Trading is a speculation. It can, you are trading when you are buying you know some of these meme coins. That's trading. If you are buying Bitcoin because you want to buy it at 60 and sell at 70, you're trading. But if you are buying Bitcoin with the intention of because you want to hold it, you want to hold an asset that's uncensorable, unconfiscatable, right, from the government, then you are investing in it. And that doesn't mean that you never sell it, because one day you can decide like, hey, I want to buy a house or something, or I need to fund my family, something. But you are not buying it in terms of like, hey, I'm gonna buy it here and sell it next year. No, you just want to hold the asset. And in that regard, to me, you are investing. So you can do the same thing for gold, for Bitcoin. It's, once again, In my definition, investing is some asset that holds value to you and you want to hold it. And it can generate yield or not, but you just want to hold it. And trading in that regard is speculating on price and it doesn't matter on the time frame. So I do hope that the answer does make sense to you. And to your portfolio allocation, that's an entirely different story. If you want to discuss portfolio allocations, maybe you want to join BB. We discuss the BB Discord, especially the Gold membership. We discuss very advanced way there to the way you want to diversify and hold your portfolio there. So if that's something that interests you, definitely consider joining the community.
Absolutely. Yeah, we talk a lot about meme coins and how we allocate to them. I think it's such a balancing act in crypto. I think the idea of trading versus investing. And I mean, for me, it's pretty tough to do anything but take a trader's mentality when I approach crypto. I feel like investing is kind of more for equities and maybe just explicitly Bitcoin, because how many things have you been able to hold for a year or more in crypto and actually had it pan out? There are very few examples, at least in my experience. I think this SPX 6900 pump is going to maybe distract from that fact a little bit, how that bag was underperforming for like a year and a half and then exploded. That's not going to be the rule going forward. That's going to be an exception. And there are a few reasons for why that is that we won't get into, but yeah, I mean, I feel like I always have to take a trader's mentality to crypto with a long-term time horizon for the entire asset class, right? Because we all kind of know that in time, crypto, especially something like Bitcoin that's scarce against fiat currency, is going to be going up over time. But obviously, when you venture outside of Bitcoin, you run a lot more risk and a lot more variance that can hit these coins. But I'd love to get into the charts a little bit. What are we doing with the like button, Jackus? What are your thoughts on cooking today?
I mean, if we hit a satisfying number, I'm open to it.
Okay, we've got 390 of you watching right now. How many likes do you want, Jackus? Greedy Jackus.
300 sounds fair.
300. Let's get up to 300 likes, guys. Right now we are at 177 likes in the first 20 minutes of the show. I'd say that's pretty good, but I know we can do better. I would love to see us get to 300. I would love for Jackus to cook us up a delicious meal. But I'll go ahead and throw the Bitcoin chart up. Let's see. Actually, it's going to be ETH first, I think. Nope, I take that back. It is going to.
I love the description from Crypto Ant, which is our Discord member. In crypto, you become an investor when your back is so down, there is no more any point in selling it, basically. A community member. Lots of us in here.
No, that's real. I became a MOG community member a few months ago. I bought the top and then averaged in. I think I'm a little bit back above water, but like I'm just kind of holding the bag because it's it's like I said, with some of these meme coins, they're almost kind of becoming like an asset that you hold like you would a major or a large L1 in previous cycles. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more beta, but like you can look at stuff like this on a high time frame, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about, right? Like, especially when you're not on log. Yeah. You get these big swings that you usually see with meme coins, but there's like this perpetual bid that keeps them in an uptrend. You can see that a lot with Popcat. Maybe a different Popcat chart would be better. There, one for Radium. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, like these trade like their indexes. these large cap meme coins, I think the ones that do are going to be the ones that probably just keep going higher throughout the cycle, barring something significant in majors. But like you get pullbacks in majors, Popcat will just keep chugging probably. Same with something like Pepe. You know, over time, you are just kind of grinding higher and up. And these consolidation periods feel like a long time because they are, right? I mean, these are each about 8 months. But when you do see the price discovery, you get these big moves. So the market is rewarding people who are having the conviction to hold memes for a long time. I really think that's a theme of this current cycle is everybody who is chasing quick money is losing. If you're not holding these memes for the long term, you probably couldn't stomach this volatility. You bought these candles, decent chance you sold because these are like 60% drawdowns from the local highs. But the high time frame trends for these meme coins remain the same until proven otherwise.
Tommy, I have a question for you. What do you make up of the fact that we have seen memes pop again this past week or so, and Pepe is not doing well? Do you just attribute that to the ETH weakness, and when that rotation comes, we will see ETH memes pop a lot, or what's going on? Because it's not like Solana is really popping to the upside, right? So why is it that Solana memes are getting bit while, for example, ETH are not?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of it is the on-chain wealth effect, right? Like people who are holding this token are probably not going to have as much money as people who are holding this token. And I also think, just the ease of use for Solana, there's a lot more capital on Solana at the moment. And I maintain like meme coin capital is entirely mercenary. So if ETH does get a big candle, you will likely see a lot of the supposedly loyal capital to Solana shift over to ETH, probably base. We've already seen it happen before. Even when ETH did this candle, I remember created a big base season. But as far as like the outperformance, I don't really see why Sol memes would stop outperforming until you see some movement on this pair. Because this is just kind of like this perpetual grind up. Although I will say, and I was talking about this in the Discord yesterday, like this looks like the type of chart to be looking for counter trend plays, in my opinion. I would not be in like a huge rut. Like I wouldn't probably put a trade on directly for this, but I think if you believe in ETH at all, having an on-chain season, there could be room for this to reverse here. But yeah, I mean that's really kind of how I see these meme coins. They're kind of, as much as we want to pretend they're not beholden to their major token, they are. They are. And if ETH is going to see any outperformance this cycle, you see ETH memes pop back up. But to address Pepe specifically, I think some of it is that I kind of mentioned it a little bit at the start of the show, but we've hit kind of these like walls as far as valuations go, where I think slow grinding price action higher makes more sense than parabolic ascents for the larger cap meme coins, just because the space still needs more capital to send like a $6 or $5 or $6 billion asset parabolically up to like 30 million, for example. And you're already kind of seeing with things like Solana or things on Solana like Mudang, a lot of other Sol coins, once they hit that 300 to 500 market cap, 300 to 500 million market cap, they kind of start to cool off. For VC coins, it's really been when anything hits about 20 billion in FDV, it starts to cool off. So I think for these kind of coins that are pushing up against our current valuation ceilings, it's going to be more slow grind until they break out. But I wouldn't attribute too much to relative strength or weakness unless majors were to, like ETH specifically, break down from its local lows, around here. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
I feel Yeah,
Are you
good
fighting ETH
shots.
again, Tommy? Is that what's happening? What did I
I
watch?
was gonna say that Max is cooking something up there.
I got some new artwork. It's my background. It's hung in my office. Isn't that nice? Look at this thing. Here, check this out.
That eye of Max there.
Look at that, man. Look at all the detail. Woo! Let me see if I can get the quality better. Hang on. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Study.
Love it. Who did that?
Guy from Twitter made it for me. I don't think you'd know him. His name is Steven.
I love it.
What do you love about it? Tell me everything you love about it.
I like well, first of all, study family.
Correct.
Second, I love what it seems like old Egyptian kings there. I like the graphics. I like that it is on your wall printed.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Keep going.
You need to zoom in more. We are missing the details now. Closer.
Okay.
Bring it closer.
All right. Well, as long as we're not fudding ETH.
I'm not fudding ETH. I was actually making a case for a Sol ETH. I mean, like the pair looks as though, I mean, this, if I were playing this chart, I'd be looking for counter trend plays at this point. But I'm not in a, I think it's more like you pick maybe a handful of ETH stuff that you think can run. And if the rotation happens, it happens. Otherwise, like Sol stuff is going to keep outperforming.
Can I ask
I
you
was
this,
actually
Tommy?
asking Tommy what, like, and maybe you can answer this too, Max. We saw meme coins on Solana pop a lot in the past week or so. So I was asking, why are we not seeing, like, for example, Pepe, which is the most native meme of the internet? Why do we not see it pop with them, right? Is it because it's on ease, or what's going on? And then he was giving his thoughts on it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can address that as well.
Yeah. Good question. I would guess some of it has to do with Murad, however you say his name. I think he's in a lot of those Sol memes that have been doing really well, if I'm not mistaken. I know there's been some other ones that are kind of like derivative plays to some of those, right? Like kind of like how we view Andy to Pepe. So I think a lot of it is just sort of an injection, which I think will be kind of. Let me put it this way. I think that there will be a rotation from such a right now it's such a concentrated focus on the memes that guy is in, and I think that that's going to stop eventually and kind of normalize out. Not that they're going to not do well or something like that, but just that you'll begin to see the love get spread out a little bit more. So I think that's a big part of it. I would also, through my perpetually bullish, optimistic lens, probably justify it by saying, well, Solana kicked off the bull market by leading off of the lows. If we're about to go risk on again like we did in October of 2023, and we're going to get a meme super cycle, it would be natural for Solana memes, Solana beta, to lead ETH beta just like it did a year ago, basically. So those would be my two justifications for it. But the truth is, like, on any given day, like, crypto can just, any shit coin can run on any shitty Wednesday, right? It doesn't matter. But that would be my answer. I don't know what Tommy said, but
I think the large cap meme coins are just kind of trading like indexes where people denominated them, so they have this perpetual bid. Like Popcat's price action, we were looking at that. This looks like an index, that people just kind of passively allocate to after they make money in other meme coins. And I think Pepe is maybe a little bit more volatile, but if you include the full price history, probably a similar dynamic playing out.
I would actually really agree with you, because that's personally how I deal with Pepe. I'm just like, well, I have this money and I'd rather hold it here than in ETH, you know. So I just like I'll just throw extra money, or it's like a savings account for me. I'm like, I'll just hold Pepe, you know. So I totally agree with that take. Totally.
I think somebody did ask if we top in the first half of 2025, do I think Pepe can hit 50 billion? And my answer would be no, because I do kind of think it'd be more likely to slow grind up. The alpha would be in the beta. If Pepe is going to be like, if we're topping in the first half of next year, Pepe probably, I mean, I would say 20 billion, 25 billion is definitely on the table. And in that case, the beta to Pepe is what really outperforms.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's to me, so
Sorry,
Pepe-
Max. Sorry to cut you off. Banana Republic, last warning to you. Are you gonna get banned, man?
yeah, everybody love everybody. Study Jackie Moon. Okay, everybody love everybody. If you haven't seen Semi Pro, you need to study that. Okay, everybody love everybody. I agree with you. I mean, Pepe at this point, I hate to say this. I hate to say it because I don't want it to. I hate saying this because there are no guarantees, but Pepe feels like a soft toss to like 25 to 30 billion in the coming months. You can see you can see the coordination online. It's been accepted by the market. It's the premier large cap meme coin of this cycle. It's the most digestible and well-known meme on the internet, arguably. You have exchanges literally like, you know, shoving it down their users' throats. They're doing like giveaways on it all the time. They're tweeting pictures of Pepe. It feels very reminiscent of Doge last cycle. And it doesn't have a guy like Elon, but it doesn't really need a guy like Elon. You know, it really doesn't, because that Doge run last cycle really paved the way for what was possible for memes. It set that ceiling of like 50 to 100 billion is kind of like the global cycle peak. It's that glass ceiling. And I actually think it's possible we could see a meme flip that level this cycle, because the truth is 100 billion right now ain't what 100 billion was 4 years ago or 3 years ago. 100 billion is not what it used to be. So, you know, valuations kind of need to be scaled up a little bit in my view. And I mean, call it like it is. There's not an interest in legitimate VC-backed utility projects like there was last cycle this time around. People are like, the utility is, I mean, it's just my Forex pair of choice. I would rather buy, it's like the Bitcoin guys. Bitcoin is Forex. That's all Bitcoin is too. It's Forex. It's an internet currency, right? Bitcoin versus euro, Bitcoin versus dollar, like Bitcoin versus any, you know, Asian currency. It doesn't matter. So it's like, oh, I choose to denominate in Pepe. It's my Forex pair of choice. It's internet money. Oh, Andy, right there. Where's Andy? There we go. Andy, right behind me. My internet pair of choice. Land Wolf, internet pair of choice. Brett. It's just, you know, that's what it is. So it's like, you know, why are they not going to go to multiple, you know, tens and tens of billions? You have these cultish marketable Forex pairs. You know, and people just like, they'd rather buy something where they can monitor all of the supply. It's already 100% issued. There's no crazy valuations. There's a very small pool of people who got in at like, you know, seed round valuations. But even if they did, they bought it on the open market. There's just less landmines and less navigation that needs to occur with meme coins. And the truth of the matter is, like, how much utility do you really need? Do you need a quadrillion transactions per second? No, you don't. You don't need that. Solana's plenty fast the way it is. Even Base, right? Like Base is ultra fast and cheap. Like now people are just doing gimmicks to try to stand out because they know that nobody cares about their VC projects, right? Memes are here to stay, at least for this cycle, right? There's probably going to be a monster bubble. I think we're in the early innings of it, but you're going to see it'll be something crazy where like 80% of the top 100 projects will all be memes. That's what the cycle top is going to look like. Like 80 out of 100 or something ridiculous. 80 out of 100 of the the top 10 by or top 100 by market cap will all be meme coins, and then that will be like, okay, we've taken this too far. This is a lot. This is a lot of marketable forex pairs. It's like Pepe's going to go a lot higher, man. There's no real ifs, ands, or buts in my opinion about it. The fact that it's sitting at a multiple billions in valuation, and there's a correlation to Ethereum, which is Pepe's L1. What are we talking about? I mean, it's just hold Pepe instead of ETH, in my view. Hold Andy instead of Pepe. Hold Brett instead. Hold whatever you want. Hold Wolf. Hold Brett. Hold Andy. Hold Pepe. Hold poop coin A, B, C. It doesn't matter. Pick your forex pair of choice. Weigh the pros and cons. Objectively evaluate it. It's a meme super cycle. Whatever you think of Murad, however you say his name, that video from Token 2049 or whatever, his spiel, he killed it. He laid it all out.
I think there's a general misconception that VC projects are like working to achieve a utility that crypto doesn't actually need. Like altcoins don't need to exist to solve real world problems. That's kind of like the easiest way that I can say it. Like putting something on the blockchain just because you can doesn't mean that it would be better served on a blockchain. I think you're just fundamentally misunderstanding the space that you're building in if you actually believe that like some of these things should be on the chain, because markets are never wrong. And I think people are so caught up in the absurdity of what's pumping that they don't realize that they're missing the forest through the trees, that these things are pumping because they're non-sovereign ways that people can put their money. And you either do that just by explicitly storing value or by trying to speculate like a casino.
So are you suggesting that these are basically just forex pairs that are easier to swap in and out of with more volatility and are more marketable? Is that what you're saying?
That is
Global
exactly
forex
what I'm
pairs?
These are like digital casinos. Hold on, somebody's at my door, guys.
You're good. Jackus, what do you think, man? Am I crazy? Am I crazy to be full port memes?
Well, I personally wouldn't be just full port memes because of the risk kind of associated with just big full port anything. But and I think that the history has proved this very well, and also that's the reason why anytime big hedge fund managers have some or have too big percentage of their portfolio in something, they start reducing that position. But I think that you are kind of right on the meme super cycle, because I do not think it's going to last forever, but as far as of now, until we see like institutions really adopting something, or we see actually the stuff being used by everyday people, like we for example do see with Polymarket, right, where people actually are using it. So until we see that, I think that people kind of agreed that it's basically better to just gamble on kind of fair forex, as you say, right? So I think in that regards, you are correct, and I'm not sure how it survives through the next bear market, but I think it's going to pop a lot still. It's not something I enjoy personally, because like when I joined the space, I joined it early in 2017, and back then you joined it because it was punk, right? Like you joined because Bitcoin was disrupting the system. It was something that was actually solving a real world problem. You still wanted to make money on it, but you enjoyed what you bought. Nowadays,
That's still
it's
the case,
just
Jackus. Like Bitcoin is legitimate tech that's solving problems. It's just we have
yeah,
this whole casino built kind of like in the parking lot of Bitcoin, a
yeah,
hotel Bitcoin. So that's still true. You know, like money
that,
should flow back into Bitcoin after you
that,
make money with alts.
that's true for Bitcoin, but it isn't true for the rest, right? So back then, the case was even for alts that, like you said, like, right, like it's going to we're gonna put everything on a blockchain and blah blah blah, and that's kind of the way you bought it back then. But obviously everyone realized that it really isn't solving what everyone said it's going to solve. Instead, it's mostly VCs just dumping on you. And then the market kind of realized that and shifted from those VC scam coins to meme coins. And that's where we are today. And I suppose what I'm trying to say, right, that it's I mean, I understand, like, I'm not blaming anyone, right? Like, being in the meme coin casino, because it does make sense. I think we have a huge problem within the world where on every chart you put together, basically, it's telling you how young generations cannot afford their own houses. They cannot afford anything. Inflation is absolutely taking the purchasing power of everyone. So people are trying to make the gains they cannot make on Bitcoin anymore. It just makes total sense, and I get it. At the same time, it just is different when you are investing basically in something that is producing value for the world, right? If you like buy a stock that is generating some product, making money from that investment is like like it feels better than if you are just making money in a casino. Like, I understand that quick of a rush, especially for a new guy that just wants to make quick money on a gamble, right? Like, he's probably has no idea what I'm just talking about. But if you've been here for a while as me, you are not enjoying just making money out of nothing. So I'm just like spilling salts basically currently, but
No, I
No,
like
that
all
makes
that,
sense.
and I agree with you.
Yeah.
There's more to it than just money. Like, there's, for us that have been here for longer than a year, you know, some of us have a little bit, you know, a little bit of money saved up in portfolios. There's more to it than just wanting to just trade shit coins all day and make money. I mean, that's great. It's fun, but at the end of the day, you need something more substantive, something that will last. But Tommy, I see you have another tab pulled up on your screen, bro. I think that needs to be addressed. Why is Bitcoin basically trying to swim like it has cinder blocks tied to its legs, and MicroStrategy has a hot air balloon?
Yeah, this thing's a beast.
So why okay, this is Bitcoin. This is a levered Bitcoin ETF. Why is MicroStrategy pushing the highs of March and Bitcoin still kind of looks like a turd, if I'm being honest?
Because people don't, and it kind of goes to what Jackus was just touching on, in my opinion. And I think it's ultimately the bull case for meme coins, that people care less about the ability to trade commodity ETFs, and they care more about being levered long crypto. And for some people, being levered long crypto, why pick an altcoin where there's so much variance and you might not have any deal flow, insider information, edge, whatever you want to call it, when you can just go levered long Bitcoin, which is literally what MicroStrategy is. And MicroStrategy having twice as much volume as any other ETF, I think, kind of reflects this concept. But I do tend to agree with Jackus. It's kind of, I wasn't around in 2017 or 2018. I do remember in 2021, it wasn't like caring about the tech necessarily, but the vibes do feel a little bit different, as far as kind of how we approach cheerleading price, if that makes sense. I can't really think of a better way to say it.
I like it.
But like cypherpunks, that's not really a thing anymore. Meme coins, I love speculating on meme coins. I love the opportunity that they can provide, but a lot of the things that we did speculate on Bitcoin for specifically, a large part of that is going to be priced too, at least like that feedback loop, but it is a very different vibe, I would say. But yeah, I think MicroStrategy reflects that idea, right?
So
Like,
you're basically saying that people just want to gamble and no one actually cares about holding spot Bitcoin.
Yes, I think we're reaching
Damn.
dangerous levels of nihilism
Yeah.
towards everything, right? Not just markets, but
Is that a problem though, or has everybody woken up to how big of a scam most things really are, and they're like, money ain't real, nothing's
think it
real,
is
let's
a
just gamble.
I think it is a problem. You don't want to become too conditioned to saying that nothing ever matters, because eventually
True.
something will. Um, I don't know. I mean, I do think it's like a dangerous line of thinking to just say that nothing ever matters, but I think it's a useful thing to keep in mind when you're, especially when you're like trading meme coins, right? That inherently don't have any value other than to speculate.
I just banned the guy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, and then I just see in the
I
chat.
nuked
banned.
him. Full stack nuke is what I did to him. Yeah, goodbye.
I didn't even see the comment. He did it before I could read the chat.
He's a literal idiot, is what he is.
But
So,
that is
he got nuked.
exactly what I think we are just touching on, and what type of people it brings. I would say, like the more degeneracy you have, the more guys like this pop out, basically.
Well, MicroStrategy is pressing highs, 2024 highs. So I'm going to cope and just say that Bitcoin is actually lagging and we don't have a problem here. All right. I'm going to say that we are right in that little pullback and we're just lagging and Bitcoin's about to rip. And I expect everyone to just blindly agree with me on that. So we'll leave it at that.
I'm just gonna do a little mental gymnastics, but how can Bitcoin lag a company that's built upon Bitcoin?
No, you're
You
good.
know what I'm saying?
Me. Just trust me. It's lagging. Trust me. You're good.
All right.
That's the power of leverage, Jackus.
That's the power of just ignoring logic and just accepting it that we're lagging. You don't have to understand it. It's fine.
It does remind me of the movie, of one specific movie and one specific instrument. Do you guys have any idea?
This?
When Tommy said it, or you said it, I'm not sure. It's like a levered thing, and it doesn't matter. Don't try to overthink it. The Big Short.
I thought you
CDOs.
might
They
name
were
that, but
the CDOs.
The CDOs.
Wait, what was it? What was it called? The over collateralized CDO?
Collateralized debt obligations.
yeah,
No, I know that, but then they used like the exponential CDOs, like the
synthetic CDOs.
Oh,
Yeah,
synthetic.
yeah.
Yeah.
A CDO of a CDO.
Yeah.
What's a
Like,
synthetic
it's
CDO? They're
cat.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
He's like, it's cat shit wrapped in dog shit. He's like,
Without the risk of liquidation until
nobody pays.
The only CDOs exist on ETH, but we won't go into that.
I actually still have a trouble thinking like this is so confusing. So Coinbase stock is down. MicroStrategy stock is breaking to new highs, and Bitcoin is somewhere in the middle. What's going on?
This is the ETH chart, and this is the Bitcoin chart on steroids. That's my just very like surface level explanation, Jackus, is that coin has kind of tethered its success less to Bitcoin and more to ETH. I think on the assumption that ETH would once again outperform Bitcoin as it always has cyclically.
That's interesting. So like the moment ETH pumps, Coinbase stocks start to
I think
pump?
so.
That's interesting. I always thought it's more like the moment Bitcoin pumps, coin pumps. Or maybe it was like that in the past, but it has changed. Yeah.
This used to look like Sol, but the weakness it's shown lately looks a lot more like ETH than Solana.
Is there a fundamental reason for it? Like, is Coinbase somehow devolving more into ETH or something? Because as far as I know, they are making like being a custodian for most of the ETFs buying BTC. No.
I really don't know.
Yeah. Oh, it's just like
I mean, base chain exists.
yeah.
That's kind of all we have to go off of. But
I've never used Coinbase, by the way.
the exchange or the chain?
Neither.
You gonna buy my keycap bags, Jackus? You see that resurrected from the dead?
I have. I have. Wait. So that rings even more question. Why is Keycat pumping and Pepe is not pumping if both are basically on Ether?
That's a great question. Well, I mean, probably just because this is a much smaller meme coin.
Yeah.
We're kind of seeing smaller meme coins get bid on this rotation, at least the ones that have performed the best. Case in point, this one right here. Holy hell, what a chart. But also, you look at things like Land Wolf and ETH ran multiples off the low. Pepe, I think, ran about like 50 to 60%. So I do think, I mean, it is a little bit like the large caps are going to be beholden to majors now at this point. The lower you get, the less correlated they're going to be, obviously. But something like Pepe, that's graduated into that like 4 to 5 billion market cap territory, probably does need ETH to tick up, but its beta does not. Oh man,
Max, what you doing there? You're texting.
I'm texting, yeah.
I caught you.
Well, you know what? I don't get to hide behind the Chad profile picture. You're probably eating and texting and working out. You're probably like in a hot tub right now, you know?
You yeah, I'm here naked, all day long. No,
We'd have no idea.
it's true. But all you see is a chat.
How many likes did we get to? We're at 295. What do you say, Jackus?
333.
333. For the numerology fans in the crowd, if you guys can get to 333 likes in the next few minutes, Jackus will cook for you. But we are getting closer to time, so I would not be waiting any more than 5 minutes. You're probably not going to get the cook.
Let me know what the guys want to cook on. I said 300 before, it's true.
Jackus, what do you make of this chart? I know you think ETH Bitcoin goes a little bit lower. I do as well.
Yeah.
But this chart does not look that bearish to me. Like, I'll be honest, it really doesn't look that bearish.
Do you know how it looks? Like, if this was a random shitcoin, he would be thinking exactly this, Tommy. It's getting spot bid while the same entity is creating a leveraged short.
Probably.
Until they dump the spot. and the short prints. Like, that's literally what it looks like. I think there is more alpha if you actually
like this
look.
one.
Oh.
This was literally what
God.
I will always remember trading that.
Me too, because I actually traded that on the way up.
I shorted the top of this and closed it right here, unfortunately.
That sounds like you.
I know.
I was spot long, and then I closed it. Something on the way up, something on the way down. It's like something is up.
Man.
Chef, are you ready to cook yet? I feel like we have to be at the amount of likes.
I am. I just don't know what should I cook on. Like, is there something the guys want to discuss, or you guys would love to see me cook on something?
I would like to know where price is going to be in 3 months for Bitcoin and Andy. Okay, that's what I would like to know.
All right.
I will seed the wheel.
he will Tommy himself.
Mhm.
I think anybody who asks us about SPX in the chat, even if they're asking us about the meme coin, we should just talk about the index.
True.
They're probably asking about the meme coin.
So, where are we in? Where are we in 3 months?
That's pretty realistic trajectory, I would think. Yeah. That looks good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Straight up. Study it. Study.
Let's
I
do
mean,
some.
it looks good. It looks really good.
Let's do some random charts.
Some Tucker Nachis?
Lines. Some Tucker Nachis lines before the people give some suggestions. I'll pick some winners. I like Doge. I could click on Doge.
Doge and the GameStop chart are the exact same, by the way.
I said 300 and I'm cooking, guys. Well, if we can call this a cook, though. By the way, I do not know why, but I feel like
Hang on. Sosa fly. Sosa fly.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. I'm watching the tape
He's
right
watching
now.
the tape,
I want to
yeah.
see the order come through right now. Sosa fly. There you go.
Wait, he didn't say 20K of USD. He said 20K of Andy.
No, Jackus, he said 20K, which is $20,000 worth of Andy right now. Sosa fly. I'm watching the tape. I want to see it come through right now. Sorry, Jackus, you were saying something. That was urgent though. That was urgent.
Yeah, I forget what I was gonna say anyway. But
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
No, I legit had.
No, Jackus. No.
Yeah, but
You didn't forget.
Let me see.
He said,
This is a nice Tucker Nachi line. Anyways, let's cook on. Wait, what is it? Let me see. I see Andy. I see Brett. I see Dodge. So everyone wants to discuss memes. Cook come rocket. Okay. Please invert the Bitcoin 1 hour chart
Blair.
and draw 2 rising wedges. I promise it looks juicy.
Kevin Blair.
I'll just have to run in like 10 or 15 minutes, guys. Just for the record.
Pepe, Billy. Yeah, it seems like everyone just wants memes. Lots of people want Andy. That's nice.
Hey, I saw the Japanese Bitcoin in there.
Wait,
I love like coining tickers just based on like obscure country references that nobody will get. Like CPNG Kupang is the South Korean Amazon. Like, what an obscure title to hold.
Yeah, I chart Bitcoin versus Japanese yen actually a lot myself. All right, let's start with Doge actually. All right, let's do a blank chart. Oh no. The fuck? Why I cannot add group?
You have to click on one first. Click on a line.
Yeah. Because I have tagged all of them. Oh, that's weird. What the fuck? That's so weird. Anyways, all right, guys. So Dodge, right? Well, I think on the first side is that Dodge is ready to go, if I'm being honest. Because if I look simply at... Oh, I know what I was going to say, Max, before. I was going to say that like people want me to cook on a chart, but I feel like lately, like I keep on cooking just without the charts, right? Like, and I feel like there is way more value in the psychology lessons than there is actually on the charts. Uh, but but I'll keep cooking on the charts anyway. So I really like the way we have come back all the way down here on the monthly guys to retest this monthly, demand of impulse, right? This is the one that like do you see this, right? This little cluster. This was the initial pump of last cycle, and then there was the final phase, basically. So that's this one. And then what does the market do, right? It pumps, and then this happens in like, how much was it? Like 21 days. That's crazy. We could say just 4 weeks. And then the market comes back all the way down, and it takes it forever, and it comes back to the origin of the move, which I say a lot. The markets love to do this, and obviously in hindsight it's always clean that the market does it, right? But in real time, if you were, for example, right here, you would be thinking like, hey, we are bottomed here already. And then because it takes so much time, like if I go back here, you would draw something like this, you'd be on the daily and be thinking like, bruv, this is a long accumulation. And then you would you would be expecting like, Elon tweets about Doge, it still provides these pumps, and you would be thinking that the $1 is coming. Lots of people promised that, and we did kind of retrace like this whole move, right, all the way down here. So yeah, actually this happens, and then you come back all the way down, you sweep this low. So even if you waited this whole time, you would be thinking like, oh, this is a deviation, right? This is, you would draw something like that PO3 right now. And oh shit, I messed up the colors, but let me change it. This is what you would see probably all over the timeline. But do you see one thing that did not happen here? And that's the higher time frame retest, right? We did not come back to the base. And so what happens is that market fakes it here, the PO3, right? Look how long it took down here, right? Multiple fake outs to the upside. And again, this happens on a, like I can skip so many days, but imagine that you are spending in this PO3 down here for 48 days, like every single day, right? Like you wake up and you're not even watching the daily candle. You are here on the 4 hour, and it's like days. And you feel it finally coming. So what has happened? The market faked multiple times, and it still wants to come back all the way down. Right? Look how long it takes. Like this is days, and I can skip them so quickly, but like spending all this time. And I'm gonna close the replay button now, but I wanted to show you. So the market does come back all the way and finally retests the base. And then it spends so much time accumulating in it, right? This was Elon tweeting something. I remember it. I do not know exactly if you guys remember what it was. I do not, but I know it was Elon tweeting something about Doge. So
that was when he bought Twitter, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, that could have been it. That's
Yeah.
true. That's a good point. So Elon buys Twitter. Obviously, it happens right when we are here. So the market pumps, it comes back all the way once again, to the base. But the good thing is that we hold the higher time frame base here. We are in it, right? Then we pump, and then what happens? Once again, you pump, and then you're like, all right, this was a bullish structure. I'm gonna buy this support, and then just keeps doing this, right? So it's taking lots of time, lots of frustration for lots of people, but the end result is we pumped, came back to the base. We pumped, came back to the base. We then pumped again, and now we are back to the base. And so what's happening is that we are holding all these bases, and this is the big accumulation, right? So like the big guys, the whales, the market makers, they make it pump, and then they retrace it, and they keep buying. So they buy here, and then they are buying anyone who's selling. They are making, and they like it because we often think like, who is going to buy Doge if all of us just chase the higher beta? But this is where the liquidity is for the big guys. They cannot be buying 100 million market cap coin, let alone like 1 million meme coin, right? So they love to buy these high caps that have liquidity but still good upside potential. So here they pump it again and again, sweep after sweep after sweep, lots of liquidity, lots of people selling spot below those lows, and they are making, they are accumulating, I would probably say from here, right, big time, and that's 882 days. So what I think, and it doesn't mean that you like want to buy Doge yourself. I mean, some of you guys will want to, being a tier 1 meme coin, the legacy meme coin of crypto. But lots of you obviously are betting on the higher beta. But if you are bullish on Doge, then obviously, higher beta memes will pump with it. Like, that's a no-brainer. And so I think Doge is completely ready here as it came back to the base. And that's the TA of its own, right? Of just Doge. But I'll show you something later on, which is even more juicy. We had this little, falling wedge, whatever you want to call it. It's just swings lower back to the base. We broke out of it. We are right here. And it doesn't really matter right now, as we are saying, whether we like do this, which I think we possibly do to some degree, or whether we like go straight up from here, right? I think the market is basically ready to start sending, and then I think the real upside comes. We can speculate to what degree, right? Like, does Doge go to just 50 cents? Does it go to dollar or even higher? We will let that for the market to tell us. But I think the big upside, right, the big impulse is to be expected from here. And you guys remember what happened to Pepe during this time, right? You guys remember what happened to higher beta. By the way, let's put Pepe next to it, right? Let's put Pepe next to it. So you see Doge pumping. Look what happens to Pepe, right? It goes absolutely mental. 800%, 1,300%. Doge does 160. So we can basically say that Pepe is 10x Doge. Well, if we are bullish on Doge here doing 500%, well, 5,000% for Pepe isn't a meme. It's a meme, but it's not a meme. And I think this is a good one to be counting with, especially as both are breaking out. Both have very similar structure, but as you can see, the percentages differ. And that's how I utilize Doge, basically, right? Like, I use it as an index. I use it as a proxy for what's to come. Now, if I put in the monthly, once again, it's more clear here. I just wanted to scale in. So we had this big pump in February, March. That was, by the way, they say that memes pumps last, right? We had coins that were pumping all the way from October Doge was very silent, and then it pumped last, as other memes pretty much. While lots of coins were pumping already in November, October, November, and so forth. So I still think that might be the case this time, and we are actually not like, I do not think the cycle is ending until we see Doge anything above 50. Once again, we can speculate how high it goes, but I think at minimum it's coming to 50 cents, and then again we can speculate. But until you see like this pump from Doge, I think there is time, and there is money to be made in the time period. So it came back all the way to the impulse, right? Fill this monthly FVG. One sec. Had a phone call, sorry. We sweep, right? Like this was a good monthly buyback in July. The whole market did. But then comes the sweep. We close above. We come back, we retest the lows. We are up again. I do not think there is a room for more downside, really, to be honest, because we cannot be, and this goes for Bitcoin, Doge, or Solana. We cannot be breaking lower. That just kills the chart basically for way longer. So I think really the time and opportunity is right now. Again, we can speculate whether we like sweep these lows or not locally, but I think we are super close to it. And then I believe, we will start getting something like this, even if it means that Doge does, maybe we are right at this point. So maybe there are like a few slow months of growth first, right? Then it does something like this, and then it really goes big, right? Like May 2025, and we will see lots of coins in the meantime pump a lot, and then there is the final phase of this one. Now, I like this comparison with the prior cycle, right? So this was just the TA alone of this cycle, just on its own. Now we're gonna look at the prior cycle. We are going to look what happened here. We had a COVID, which was the final shakeout. We had a small grind up, then we get the pump, and then the retrace, right? What happens here? We come back to the origin of the move, right here. Price stays within for 1, 2, 3, 4 months. 4 months we stay into it. Then we start to slowly go up, and look at the months, right? October, November, December. Sorry, October. I'm on a 2-week chart. So October, November, December. Where do we start pumping? We start pumping right at the end of the year. Where are we now? October, November. Maybe we start pumping end of the year, really. We'll see how it goes exactly. But look at the similarities, right? You get this base. We could do like this. Right? This was sort of the shakeout. It took all these lows, this was yearly lows, sort of. Then you get the first up move, you get the pullback, then you get the impulse up, you retrace to the base, and then you are ready to go. I think we are here and we are ready to go. I do not think that this cycle Doge is going to do the same upside as it did before due to its market cap and so forth, but I do think that it's going to provide significant upside regardless. Again, move, pullback, impulse, return to the origin, and we are ready. There's a third one that I really like. And I also gotta mention this, right? Let's measure the time. So we really begin pumping here at the end of 2020, beginning 2021, 1,085 days. The first cycle, 1,190 days. This cycle, 1,260 days. We are over time by now. We are over time. There is no more time left. Well, there is lots of time left still for the pump, but the time for accumulation has expired. We are ready to go. Last one I want to mention. Yeah, I actually gotta flip it. All right. So up top you have Bitcoin, bottom you have Doge. Each time BTC was ready to go into price discovery, each time we saw Doge pumping. It is right here. It is right here. And it is going to be very soon, in my opinion. Unless it is over, and at that point, it was nice knowing you. But I think that this is pretty clean. So, yeah, that's it from me, guys. I do hope you enjoyed the cook session. And
Yeah, that was beautiful, Jackus. That was very, very nice. But guys, I think that's it for today. What a stream. Sorry I missed the very very beginning, but you know what? We came in, we had some fun. And now, why is my computer? I updated my computer and it's been very, very weird. I don't know. I feel like whenever you do an Apple update, it like doesn't quite work how it's supposed to. But guys, if you enjoyed the content, definitely consider checking out the links in the description below where you can browse our premium products. We now have the BB terminal out, guys. It is an awesome, all-inclusive, all you could ever want Swiss Army knife of crypto data, on-chain, derivatives, portfolio tracking, literally everything you could ever want or need custom built by us here at BB, guys. We spent about a year, damn near a year, building this thing out. So very excited. We are officially out. It's in beta. We are adding new stuff to it almost every single day. Here's kind of what one of the pages looks like. But you can sign up down below, and actually you can pay in crypto, guys. Pay in fiat or pay in crypto, guys. So no excuses, right? It's just send in a little bit of ETH and you get access to it. Additionally, it comes with a brand new Telegram alerts channel, which is now up and running, guys. So stay up to date with everything going on in this market. Join us with the BB Terminal Plus Telegram package. Pay with fiat or with crypto. If you really want to take things to the next level, guys, consider checking out the Terminal Plus Telegram Plus Discord packages, guys. We do 3 hours a day for our top tier right here. We do 3 hours a day of private live voice calls with me, Jackus, Tommy, and the entire BB teaming community. We also all have active positions and private TA channels where we discuss things like setups and trades that we don't necessarily talk about here on YouTube or on X. So if you really want to see behind the curtain and trade with us here at BB, guys, it is absolutely a must. And here's the truth, guys. I always say this because it is the truth. This market is too big to navigate alone. You need to surround yourself with like-minded individuals and a team of honest, trustworthy guys that really want to see you succeed and do well. And we want to be that community for you. And you can try to do it alone. I've tried to do it before, but my trading has gotten a lot better when I surrounded myself with the guys at BB, not just the team, but also the community, guys that take things really seriously. Some of the best plays have come from just hanging out in the Discord. So consider joining the Hive Mind, guys. It really is there's nothing else like it out there. Plus, you get the BB terminal, which we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars developing, included in your Discord membership for free. This isn't just some little Discord we popped up. I mean, it's a whole production every single day, full staff, full mods. Like, it costs an exorbitant amount of money every single year to keep this ship afloat. So consider joining, guys. Give it a try. If you've been a part of other Discords, this is nothing like it. So definitely consider trying it out. There's a reason that people join and they stay. Yeah, look at this. Here look at this. Can confirm the BB Discord is awesome. If you're in the comments, let them know, guys. Let them know, guys. But yeah, you could also use this code right here. This isn't just like a one-time code, right? If you type in at checkout with crypto or fiat, Jackus9, you are going to get a lifetime 10% discount. All right. Lifetime 10% discount. So definitely consider checking that out. If that is not your speed, guys, consider checking out the BB Academy. We've got a free course that I made, how to make your trading view charts look beautiful. It's super important, which is why I made it for free. Super important. If you're going to look at this data all day long and trade and invest, you need to understand how to make it look easy to understand. This is very complicated stuff. And in my view, without understanding how to chart and smooth the data out to make it easier to interpret, you're going to struggle. It's going to be more difficult for you. So I put together, it's probably about a 2 or 3 hour course roughly on how I make my charts look the way that they do. All right. So definitely check that out. That one's totally free. You just put in an email and you get lifetime access to it. If you really want to level up, take things to the next level and expedite your journey towards understanding these markets from a TA and FA perspective, Tucker, Tommy, me, Jackus, and Will put together a course right over here. It's got all of our tips, tricks, secrets, strategies that we have cumulatively used in these markets for decades combined. Okay. So again, speed run your journey. There's a lot of people out there, us included, teaching TA for free, but there's a big difference between a free product and a paid one. And that goes for the Discord and the terminal as well. So if you love Market Check, you will absolutely love either BB Academy or the Discord plus terminal and Telegram. Like there's a big difference. We do this free show every day. You guys love it. We love hanging out with you. Check out the paid stuff. If you like the free, the paid is a whole other level. You guys will love it. And last but not least, guys. Last but not least, guys. If you are like, hey, I like these guys, they're sharp, I don't have time to join them on all these plays or be in the Discord, and you actually want us to manage your money for you, we can actually do that for you now. Okay. We are an SEC registered hedge fund. It's called BB Wealth Management. Okay. So if you are an accredited investor and you want us to actually manage your capital for you, we would be honored to do that for you. So check out the link below to our Twitter, BB Wealth Management. All right, BB Wealth Management, fill out a contact form. I actually just put out a tweet. We had a great September. We outperformed Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana by a lot. So you can check out that Twitter, see our September performance. And if you are an accredited investor and have an interest in us actually doing it for you, paying for the security of us managing that capital for you, access to the institutional grade products that we have access to now as a fund. And again, we've been crushing it. So we'd be happy to meet with you. And again, it's like, if you don't have time to do it or you just want to diversify, take a little bit of your portfolio, invested in BB Wealth Management, brand new crypto hedge fund, off to a great start. We'd be happy to meet with you and discuss the details as well. But guys, thanks so much for being here. Join us somewhere, guys. Check out the links below. Terminal and Telegram, Terminal, Telegram, and Discord, 2 different options, BB Academy and BB Wealth Management. Guys, thanks so much for being here. Greatly appreciate your guys' support. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Happy Wednesday, and everybody take care.